Hello everybody, Marcos Villegas being joined here with Abel Sanchez, the trainer of many fighters, but today we're speaking about the matchup that's happening on September 15th. Your prized fighter, Gennady Golovkin, rematching against Canelo Alvarez. First fight, of course, ended in a draw, which you did not agree with, Gennady did not agree with. A lot of back and forth between you guys and Canelo's camp. It seems Canelo is very motivated. Gennady, I want to check in with you now. Is he as more motivated for this one than the first fight?
First of all, I have 10 other prized fighters.
But he's like the crown jewel. He's the one that's giving you the most notoriety.
All of them are, I have one fighting tonight. All of them are my crown jewels because their careers are very important to them. But no, it's another fight. He had 350 amateur fights, fought all over the world. He has had close to 40 professional fights. It's just another fight. It's just another fight against a guy that he's already faced, and actually it's probably the first rematch we've had in his career. I want to say that. If you look at his record, I never thought about that, but that's his first rematch. So it's a fight against a guy that he knows well. The first fight didn't go as planned for the fans, but hopefully this fight is a lot better. There's no different kind of motivation. It's a motivation just to win and to try to knock somebody out. That's how my guys fight.
Because of the back and forth, it hasn't like motivated him even more. Like, did it make it more personal, or like he's coming into this fight with a different mentality at all?
The back and forth is not with him. The back and forth is with me.
Yeah, but it affected him.
Nah, it doesn't really affect him. He just said what he's believed, and he goes back to training. It does not affect him. Really, he's having a great time just training.
But he felt he was wronged in the first fight. He wasn't happy with the decision, so he doesn't have like that rancor from that first one.
No, this is a business. This is a sport. To him, this is a sport, and if it was wronged in the first time and they can do it and they can wrong him again, then the sport suffers. He doesn't suffer. He goes home to his family. He goes home to his loved ones, and everything is fine. He's a different kind of cat, man. He's a really different kind of guy that these things really don't. There's nothing to it. I'm the one that gets pissed off.
You know, looking at this fight and the way that he could potentially approach the fight, is he coming into this fight feeling that he will be given a fair shake, that he can win a decision against Canelo? Are you getting that feeling as well?
Thinking about that? No, we're not thinking about that because the state of Nevada has the onus on them. If they screw this up again, then it's the state of Nevada. There's nothing we can do about that. All we can do is just fight.
But you guys thinking if you go 12 rounds to a decision, you're confident that if you guys do your fight, they'll give it to you. You'll get a fair shake.
Of course we're confident. Of course we have to be confident. We start second guessing ourselves and why are we fighting? You know, hopefully this time the powers that be will select the kind of judges that are going to be non-biased, that are going to score the fight as they see it, instead of having their scorecards already written out. If they do, then if we win, we win. If we lose, we lose.
I asked that because if something, I don't want to say something, but you approach a fight thinking you can't win a decision because of what happened in the first fight. You come into the second fight hyper aggressive, thinking you have to knock this guy out because that's the only way you'll get a fair shake. It could completely change the dynamic of not only the fight, but how Canelo fights that fight as well.
We're not coming in hyper aggressive. We're coming in the same kind of Golovkin that from the beginning. If it's a marathon, because Canelo chooses to make it a marathon, it's going to be difficult to do what people want us to do. But he's promising everybody that he's going to knock Golovkin out. He's promising everybody he's going to throw more punches. He himself is saying, if you've read the interviews, that he's going to throw more punches. That's the only way he can beat Golovkin, is to be more aggressive. So if he is that, then we have an opportunity to give the fans the kind of fight they expected the first time. But we're not coming in hyper aggressive. We're coming in the same kind of fighter he was at the beginning or the first fight. Just obviously a couple tweaks here and there. But Golovkin fights the way that I teach my fighters to fight. All my fighters fight the same way. Why do they fight the same way? Because we owe the public that. Julio Cesar Chavez fought 130-some fights, and nobody asked him after the Pernell Whitaker fight or the Frankie Randall fight if he was going to change his style. He fought another 40 fights after that and still fought the same way. That's what we do best. That's what we're going to continue doing.
In terms of Canelo moving around and Gennady being able to launch his body shots, are we going to see the return of the body shots in this fight?
What happened to Canelo's body shots? You can't punch somebody when you're running. And Canelo was running, so it's hard for Golovkin to throw his punches when the other guy's running. Canelo knocked out Liam Smith the fight before with a body shot. That's his supposedly his favorite punch. Did he throw it against Golovkin? How many punches did he throw against Golovkin to the body? He didn't. That's my point. You know, you cannot you cannot punch a target that's running. Whether you're the target running or you're the one that's trying to punch the target running. So if he stops and he wants to fight, then yes, I can see the body shot come again from both guys.
You mentioned that you've heard from interviews that Canelo is saying, and he said it, that he needs to throw more punches. He's working on his speed. Do you believe that he'll fight that way that he's saying, or you think we'll see the same kind of strategy? Because it did work well. It did give Gennady problems.
Okay, well, I hope so. I hope so that it's not in spurts and punches in desperation. I hope it's in punches that he wants to knock Golovkin out, instead of just throwing 3 or 4 and then running away. Yeah, they were effective, but they were slaps, like Golovkin said. You know, there were slaps and then he ran away. I think that what he's saying right now, hopefully it's indicative of what he's going to do, because I think that the fans are fed up with all the BS and the fans want to see a fight. I think we owe him that. I think the Canelo owes him that. I've tried to pattern Golovkin into the kind of fighter that entertains, but you can't entertain by yourself if the other guy doesn't want to fight.
You guys have made an adjustment to counter the speed, right, and cut off the ring?
What kind of adjustment can you make against somebody that's running? Unless you lunge at him, unless you jump on him, there's no adjustment you can make for the kind of. Now, let me give you, for instance, there was a fight that I had between Gassiev and Usyk. Okay, Usyk was trying the same tactic that Canelo was. The difference was that he stayed there and tried to knock Gassiev out. He threw combinations trying to knock somebody out and kept Gassiev from doing what he needed to do. He neutralized us. Canelo didn't try to do that. He's talking about trying to do that now. If he does that, he'll be within range, so that way, hopefully they hit each other a couple times and they hurt each other. You know, I don't know if Canelo can hurt Golovkin. Maybe he can.
Canelo did an interview with our man Constantino Garcia, mentioned that he felt Gennady's power was like at 8 or 9. Just want to get your response to that.
Can you imagine he didn't hit him? Can you imagine when he hits him? It's going to be a 12 out of 10 or what?
He got that hit on Canelo. Canelo seemed to take it well.
He never got hit. Let them go at each other and see what he says then. No, I would love to see it. I mean, I think that we as fans deserve that. I think that they've talked a big fight. Oscar and everybody concerned has talked a big fight. Golovkin kept quiet. I'm the one that's doing the talking, but if I'm saying something that is untrue or incorrect, I need to be corrected. I haven't said anything that's untrue. I've said everything that I'm just repeating what they're saying, trying to get them to understand that they're BSing us as a fight fan.
How's Gennady in terms of camp? Give us an update. There's still a month.
Yeah, today we trained early. Because we had to come down here for this fight, and he sparred, and then the other guys were training, and then once he got through sparring, he's over coaching the other guys. You know, he's a coach. He's a coach, a mentor for these kids, so he's in a great mood. We'll start sparring next week. No, his 30-day weigh-in is on Tuesday of next week, so usually weighs about 67, 66. So we're right on track.
I saw a video come out. He looked a little flabby. Was that an old video or?
That was for the first fight. That was done.
I figured because a lot of people were like,
January.
he looks out of shape. Like, what's going on?
Canelo didn't?
Oh, no, Canelo looked in more shape than Golovkin.
Fatter, if you know, when we were there.
Yeah.
Seriously.
He said that was for the first rematch.
At the end of January or February, right? Yeah. And the fight was in May. I've never understood why they do that so far away. They do posters with these guys' head as big as a melon. You know, not only Golovkin and Canelo, but all the fighters, they do posters when they're so out of shape that it really is not indicative of what they look like. But that was like 4 or 5 months before, yeah.
I know a lot of fans were worried. They're like, oh, wait a second, what's going on there?
On Tuesday, we have that 30-day weigh-in. And usually for the 30-day weigh-in, he weighs 66, 67. So I'm not worried. And the fans shouldn't worry because he's training hard. He's a very professional. He's very focused on what he's got to do. So, no, I wouldn't worry.
Does it go 12 rounds this time, do you think?
I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not because I think we owe it to the fans. Yeah.
But is it your personal feeling that it will go 12 rounds?
Absolutely.
You think it will go 12? You think it'll go decision?
I don't think Canelo will stop.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you don't think Golovkin will get a knockout? You think they're going 12 rounds?
They're going to knock out with a guy that's running like that away from you. No, hopefully Canelo makes.
So because the clips we've seen, he's working on speed, hand speed a lot.
You gonna tell me that the clips before the last fight you didn't see that? Huh? He did the same thing, man. We train the same way. Once he feels the power like he felt it the first time, he's not going to stick around.